What's going on, y'all? I'm not gonna be on here long. I'm not gonna be on here long. That's not what I want to do. Nope. What's happening, everybody? What's going on? So, real quick, I'm at the job right now. I am just chilling. And a couple days ago, for those of you that did not know, we are talking about a new opportunity, OmniWin AI. And it is something that, of course, we've been a part of matrix systems and things of that nature before. And I hope that my phone doesn't overheat while it being up here. So let me turn some of this good old AC on real quick. Because it's hot up here, y'all. It's hot. What's going on, everybody? Let me know where you're tuning in from. Those of you that may be watching this from all over the world, I love hearing where y'all are tuning in from. So y'all let me know. I'm just turning on some AC in this van so that my phone doesn't overheat. Hopefully y'all can still hear me. What's going on? 9 people in here. What's happening? What's going on? Y'all tell me where you calling in from. Where you calling in? Y'all ain't calling in. All right, let me turn this down just a little bit. I want to make sure y'all can hear me. I want to make sure y'all can hear me. Let me not go crazy. I can't go crazy. But listen, there's a reason why I wanted to come on in here. David Sanders, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. There's a reason why I wanted to jump on here. The first thing is, some of you are new to the channel. Welcome, welcome. For those of you that don't know who I am BOJ. My real name is Jharol. So Bank of Jharol is in the name. But what I started this channel was for many, many years ago. I got involved in some crypto platforms and some opportunities that were in the space. What's going on, Ohio? Dwayne Mackey, thanks for tuning in. I got involved with some crypto opportunities years and years back. And after the very first one that went down on me that we found out was a scam or a scheme or a money game or whatever you want to call it, I decided instead of running away from the space to continue in the space and continue to learn about the space and talk about the space. And it got me privy to so many things that are out there. So what we decided to do from that point on is, not tell anybody what to do, but show people what we decided to do. In that journey, we've met so many amazing people. We've been a part of so many different amazing times in this space. They didn't all end well, but that brings us to today, where instead of running away from YouTube and running away from the space, I decided to stay in it, stay in the game. Shout out to Passive Income Guru from Ontario in Oklahoma. I hope I said that right, Ontario, because I was about to say Ontario in Canada, and I'm glad I read the whole thing. But for those of you that know, I've been in this space for some time, and all the things that have gone on in this space, right? We've experienced so many things. I think one of the biggest things that I wanted to do was still bring good opportunities to people that wanted them. A lot of these opportunities are ones that people got excited about because they were more passive than having to do anything, right? So the Passive Income Guru, there are people that love passive income opportunities, right? Passive income to me, just in a layman's sense, just means, you don't have to necessarily continue to do something to be able to earn. Like, it's almost how residual income works. You do something one time, you get paid for it over and over and over again. Kind of like how dividends work. You make your investment and the dividend pays you over and over again. That's what kind of passive income means to me. It's something that you don't have to actively continue to go and work for. Like, I'm in my work van right now. I have to actively show up to work to get a check, right? With passive income, you don't necessarily have to do that. You do the work one time and you get paid for it continuously. So we're always looking for opportunities out there for passive income. But if we're being honest, there is an active portion to everything that we want to be successful in. If there is a opportunity out here, and of course there's a passive income side, but there's usually a side that says, hey, if you help us grow, we'll reward you even more, right? So all that being said, there's an active side and a passive side to everything. The first thing that I want to jump on here and say is we just started talking about a new opportunity called OmniWin AI. And matrix systems and different, different systems like OmniWin AI, they've usually been designed by humans. They've usually been run by humans and folks that, could have the best intentions at heart could not. We got a Trumper in the house. Shout out to folks that love the President of the United States. I don't hate the guy, but I didn't vote for him, so there's that. But anyway, what was I? So with these matrix systems, they've been usually run by humans or systems that have had some kind of flaw to them that didn't allow them to continue to grow. Sometimes it's the community that they're attached to. Sometimes the community isn't doing a good enough job distributing the wealth through itself. You know, we've got the tendency to be greedy sometimes in our human nature. But when you've been introduced to technology like AI technology, first of all, for those of you that are AI fans like myself, I am an AI fan, the good kind of AI, all right? I'm one that believes that now is the time to be the most knowledgeable you could be. There's no real excuse for you not to know something. You may not know how to actively do something, but if you want to know something, if you want information, there has never been a time in the history of the planet that it was easier to get information. If you really want to know something, there's no excuse for you not to know it. So with AI being here, with these tools being here, you know, how do we build the most comprehensive matrix system, right? So I've gotten a part of different matrix systems before. It's really just fun. It's just something that you can share and folks be a part of and communities be involved. But a lot of times it gets steered left and right because either the community dies out, the excitement isn't coming from the right places. You honestly need some people that have never won before to win. That's what you need in opportunities like this. You need people that have never experienced a win. They need to be winning, right? And a lot of the flaws that happened in the space that we were in with these crypto spaces and these crypto platforms that were out, and the many things that I've talked about on my channel, a lot of you guys lost. I lost a lot, but I won more than I lost. Well, let me say it like this. I won more times than maybe the person that was not sharing these opportunities may have won. Doug Wilson, shout out to you. Atlanta, Georgia, shout out to Atlanta. Rodney Baker, shout out to Rodney, aka OG Boss from Oakland, California. Hashtag O-Town, shout out to Oaktown. I love that we got folks tuning in from all over the US, all over the globe. That is exciting to see always. So the thing about OmniWin AI is because it's run by AI, I do believe it gives us the best opportunity for a matrix system like this to work. Now, it's not a guarantee that it's gonna work because of course it hasn't launched yet. We don't know how it's gonna flow out. The launch is tomorrow at 12 Eastern. So around this time tomorrow, OmniWin AI will have been launched, all right, for the 30 minutes, all right? There's some things that have been added to what they are doing, and I think I'm gonna do a more structured video, not structured, but you know how I sit down at my desk and we'll talk about some of these things that we got going on. I'll talk about some of the changes before the launch tomorrow. Hopefully I have some time to do that. If not, I need everybody to get into these Telegram groups because they're giving the information out to everybody. Don't rely on just me to be available to give out the information. I think if you really want to know something, you tie yourselves into the communities in pockets of places where you can get that information, all right? D True Akua, I hope I said that. Compton in the house. That's what I'm talking about. California is in the house today. And I think it's morning time over there. It just got the afternoon over here for me. I'm on Eastern time, but y'all are on that good old West Coast time. So shout out to y'all for listening in. You're the lady that DM'd me. Did you DM me? I gotta check my DMs and make sure did I respond? Because you know sometimes I don't you know, I'm not as coherent when I'm getting DMs that, you know, I just don't pay attention to DMs a whole lot. But make sure you DM me again. If I responded, great. I hope I responded appropriately, and whatever the dialogue was, I hope it helped out. But thank you for tuning in. We're talking about OmniWin AI right now. The launch is tomorrow at 12 Eastern time. So I know we got some folks tuning in from California. If you want to be dialed into what OmniWin AI is doing, you want to make sure that you are ready to go at 12 Eastern. So however that translates to you, I know it's 3 hours on the West Coast, all right? So however that translates to you, make sure you get that in, all right? It's like $7 worth of crypto right now to be ready to be prepared to get into the matrix. Each matrix position is $1. So I think it's probably one of the most affordable things to just try, right? If you're in this space and you're just trying to try something, just try a matrix system to see how it works. There's spillover, there's all these different things. You know, I'm ready too. I'm excited about it. I'm excited to see how it's working. I have been able to share it for the last few weeks, so I'm starting to see my downline show up. But the cool thing about how this is building out is that some of it is already showing the spillover and all the stuff like that. So if everyone on that genealogy were to do their $1 and get ready and do everything that they need for the launch, then it's going to get off to a very quick start. And I have no real aspiration of, you know, doing a quick withdrawal. I've only put in like 14 bucks. So I'm gonna let the system do what it's gonna do. I'm gonna let the matrix position start to refill. It already has a system that allows it to continue to keep getting positions for you automatically. So it keeps things flowing, it keeps things going, and hopefully it's like real time. Like things are happening in real time. As soon as people are able to get their positions, they show up real time. Apparently the system has been stress tested. It's still less than 5,000 members even involved. I think it's less than 3,000 members even involved right now. I know they had a goal of reaching 10,000 members. So if you want to help them reach that goal by tomorrow, that's great. But them not reaching that goal is not stopping them from launching. That's one thing that they mentioned in the Telegram group. So I want to talk about something else real quick. You guys will continue to see me post motivational clips, you know, the different talks that I've been doing in the morning about, you know, talking to you guys like I talk to myself. I'm really on a mission to make talking to ourselves a little bit more normal. Right? I think, and I'm not just talking about how we talk to ourselves inside our brain, because I think our brain can play tricks on us sometimes. I think our brain can put limitations on us sometimes, especially when it hasn't developed to the point where we've got good control over it, right? We've got good control over our thoughts. The thing that's beautiful about speaking to yourself is if you're intentional about what you're saying, you're starting to reinforce some positive things in your brain. Now, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a doctor or anything like that, but one thing that I have noticed for me in my own life is if I speak positivity in my life, usually positive things start to happen, right? And I could be having some of the bad days, you know, and I'll tell this story about the difference in the mindset. So there was one night, and for some of you that don't know, I'm a wedding singer, I'm a MC in my band, and a lot of different clips I've posted. Not a whole lot, I'm gonna do better about that. But I've been posting clips of some of the events that I get to do. And sometimes these nights where you're dealing with folks that don't know you, they have maybe seen a whole bunch of different wedding bands and have seen them not really be all that entertaining or weren't that engaging, weren't that good, right? And then they come across our band, and I'm telling you right now, our band, we'll blow your party out of the water. That'll be the best decision you ever made. For those of you that are out there that are having weddings and you've got a good budget, holla at a band, okay? And get a good band, because that can really make the difference between an event being just memorable for you and your family to it being an event that was memorable for everybody, right? So that's just a little tidbit. I know a lot of you guys aren't used to me hearing talk about entertainment and that kind of thing like that, but that's the life I live outside of the YouTube world. So all that being said, there's a story I like to tell about mindset, right? And my mindset versus another mindset. And I'm not doing any harsh comparisons, or I'm not trying to anyway. But there's a difference in when you tell yourself that a situation is gonna be bad, and then when you actually tell yourself, you know what, I'm gonna give this an opportunity to be good, and then I'm gonna reinforce it with good thoughts. So we were doing this party, and one of the members of our band wasn't excited about how the crowd was reacting to like the first 20 minutes of our set. Now, I've seen enough nights to know that it's not really about whether they like you or not in the first 20 minutes. A lot of the time, they're just trying to feel you out. They're trying to figure out if what they're hearing is real or fake. Is this? Some people are trying to figure out whether you're a track or you're actually live. Are you a recorded voice on a speaker, or are you really out there doing what you know, are you really out there singing? Are you really out there playing those guitar licks and different stuff like that we actually do? All right, y'all. I don't know what happened. I don't even know if this is still live. I hope it is. But no, I do know what happened. My phone overheated. So for those of you that are still in here, I think I was telling a story about the difference in mindset in the band. So first of all, what I will say is I want to go back to the fact that I'm saying that I'm going to be posting more motivational content because I think mindset is very important. I was telling a story about a personal instance in my band where, you know, one of the members of the band wasn't excited about the crowd participation, weren't excited about how the night was going. And in my little headphones that I hear everything in, I can hear this excitement. Now, of course, I'm a frontline guy, so when I hear things in my head, you know, or not hear things in my head, but we have in-ear monitors. Let me be clear, all right? I don't want y'all to think I'm nuts. I am a little nuts, but I ain't crazy, all right? So we have in-ear monitors. I can kind of hear the displeasure going on, but I instantly thought to myself, it's too early to make that call. It's too early to make a judgment call on the whole night just because the first 20 minutes didn't go our way. We got a whole 2 hours to go. All right, we got plenty of time. Whatever mistakes were made, this is the rare opportunity in this industry that you have that you can make up for it. A lot of times in music and performing, some of the biggest artists that you may have seen live, they have been very meticulous on their preparation for their set, whether it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or 2 hours, right? They're very meticulous in their preparation, most cases. And I'm talking about the ones that you pay big money to go see, right? They have a certain amount of time to get it right. Now, of course, you know, things happen in the course of a night that are special moments. You know, sometimes you take those moments and you make moments out of them. You make memorable moments out of them. But at the same time, you have to stay pretty close to your set, right? There's some other things that are involved. You have to prepare for that. You have to make sure that you're ready to go and that you've done your due diligence and crossed all your I's and all your T's and all that different stuff like that, especially when it comes down to that. But having a great mindset during that whole time will allow you to even make moments of those moments that may not have been moments. And sorry to overuse the word moment, but that's kind of what it is. There's a lot of times because I wasn't stressed out about how a situation was going, I was able to observe something during the night, something that the groom's mom said or the bride's dad read on his speech or something like that. I was able to then tie it back to the night later on, show I was paying attention, show I was engaged, and I wasn't, you know, you're not focused on the negative parts of the night. So here's what I'm saying. All of that to say, I will continue to be posting motivational content. I think it's extremely important, and it may not be the message that you need that day, but somebody needs a message that day. Somebody needs some encouragement that day. And the beauty about doing it on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and all these different places is people can see them now. They can see them tomorrow. They can see them a month from now. They can see them a year from now. They can see them 5 years from now. How many of y'all believe that YouTube's going away? Anybody out there think that YouTube's going to be gone at any time? Or how about Facebook? Any of y'all think Facebook's going anywhere? Any of y'all think Instagram's going anywhere? TikTok, y'all think it's going anywhere? TikTok might be going somewhere, but it is going to be somewhere. I said all that to say, we need motivational content. We need people that are willing to, even on their bad days, speak a good word. We need folks that are willing to, you know, even on the days that they don't feel the best, put themselves aside because they understand the greater goal. And I do believe those are the type of people we need to hear from. I believe it's the people that have gone through adversity, is the people that need to speak the most. If you've gone through it, you've been through it, survived through it, we need to hear from you. The world needs to hear from you. In whatever capacity you can give the world your story. Now, there's a lot of things y'all don't know about me and how my life is right now that I will share when the time comes. I'm not in a rush, though. But I've been through some things. I've been through some adversity. So during this time in my life, I really want it to be a normal thing for us to be able to have these conversations with ourselves. I see you, brother. I see you. Mr. Ben Allison, shout out to you as well. Listen, we need to continue to uplift our community. Our community needs us. Our people need us, especially in times right now where we want to blame everything on everybody else. I literally hear people blaming everything that happens in the whole world on one man. That's what America's doing right now. We blame everything on Trump. Everything is Trump's fault. Trump did this, Trump did that, Trump's the reason. And while a lot of you have valid points, right? I think if we do more look inside ourselves, we can start to detach what Trump is doing and what we're doing, what we're adding to the lives that we have, how we contribute to our own situations. Yes, a lot of us have been dealt hands that we don't have control over. You know, a lot of us have been dealt cards that we just have to play the best that we know how to play. But we should be getting better at playing the game, because we got to do this thing called life every day. All right. And if we want better, if we want more, we got to do better. We got to seek better. We got to seek more. We got to do more. I'm going to be very unapologetic about my presence on social media. I'm going to say things that are going to rub people the wrong way, maybe sometimes. I'm going to say things that may make you feel like you need to be doing more in your life, because honestly, that's what I feel like in my life. I need to be doing more. I need to be doing more and being a better example. All right. I have a son now. I have someone that looks up to me every single day. Every time they look at me, they're like, what's he doing? What's daddy doing? What's daddy doing? He's trying to mimic me all the time. So I said all that to say, you're going to start seeing that kind of content. I also want to encourage all the content creators out there. If you are a person that puts stuff out, put your voice out. Put your voice out. Let people hear you. Let people see you. All right? That's one of the things I think a lot of people want to avoid sometimes. They get a little bit self-conscious. They get a little bit worried about what people are going to think about them, how they talk, how they say things, how they look, whether their teeth are straight. I got crooked teeth. My teeth ain't the whitest. You know, my smile ain't the brightest. I got this big old nose. You know, these ears that fold. Like, I'm not perfect. I'm confident. I know what God has gave me, and I'm going to continue to aspire to be everything he would have me to be. And I want to encourage you guys along the way. And you don't have to be a Christian. You don't have to be a person that believes in God or a higher power or anything like that. But I think us as humans have a duty to be better humans, to be the best version of ourselves that we can be while we're here on this earth. And I think we owe it to our communities to do that. And if we're not on that, we owe it to our communities to be learning and growing and trying to get to that place. And showing our kids a better way, showing the young folks a better way to live this life. We got a lot of folks crashing out, doing things that don't even make sense for their lives. All right? And we got to be better examples. All right? So I know I've been on here 22 minutes, but I wanted to highlight a few things. OmniWin AI, right? We talked about that up front. OmniWin AI is one of the newer matrix systems I'm excited about. Listen, if OmniWin AI can't get it right from an AI standpoint in a matrix system, I don't think it can be done. At this point, if AI can't do it, it can't be done. So this is our like, I won't say last hurrah at something like this, but we're going to give it a good shot. We're going to let the community decide it's something that they want to continue to do or not. I'm going to give it my best foot forward. I'm also not going to break the bank putting anything in there. And this is one of those opportunities where you don't have to break the bank. You don't have to put in $100, $50, $200. Now, if you want to do that and you want all those different positions, that's up to you. That is your decision and your decision alone. So if that's something you want to do, cool. But what I'm saying is it's something that is already at a level where the risk is very minimal, all right? So that is something we're going to be talking about. The launch is tomorrow at 12 p.m. noon Eastern time. All right. How do I get involved with this OmniWin? The link is in the description of the last video that I did on it. And I apologize for those that watched it from the time that I posted it, because I realized a couple days later that I did not have the OmniWin link in the video. So I put it in there. It is in there now. If you go to my videos and you look at the last videos that I've done on OmniWin AI, you will find the link in the description of that video. All right. It won't be hard to find. When it launches and I've got a good feel for what it's doing, I'll probably create my own Telegram group like I've done with many of the opportunities that I've done before. For those of you that have been in any of the opportunities that I've done before, or the telegrams that I'm in, I posted the link in there as well. So don't feel like you've missed it in that sense. But the pre-launch is over tomorrow. All right? The actual launch is tomorrow, and it doesn't seem like this is one of those things that's going to be pushing back the launch for any type of weird reason. They're sticking to it, which I like. I like a company or platform, whatever it is, an opportunity that'll stick to what it says, all right? So we'll see how that goes. Less than 24 hours to that launch. I also was mentioning that I'm going to continue to put motivational content out. For those of you that don't follow me on TikTok, you can follow me on TikTok at The Real Bank of Jharol. I'm not hard to find. I'm not hard to find on Instagram, Bank of Jharol. I'm not hard to find on Facebook. You type in Jharol. There's only really one Jharol, and I'm not hard to find. So click on the one that looks like me, the chocolate one, right? Anyway, and then one last thing. I gotta mention, and I don't know how long it's gonna be before they send me to my next spot, but listen, if you are not in MOVEQUEST, if you're not a part of MOVEQUEST, I think it's something that everyone should at least take a look at. I'm not telling anybody what to do, because I already know. Like, I'm coming from a passive income space, right? It was already hard enough for people to make deposits of crypto money, whatever it is, coming off their pockets. Now we're asking people to not only come up out their pockets and get their miners and stuff like that, which is not really like coming out your pockets, but we're asking you to shake from a sedentary lifestyle of sitting on your tail all day. A lot of folks that were in this space, I'm making an assumption right now, so I'm probably wrong, but I'm probably not wrong. Sitting in front of our computers, laptops, tablets, TVs, and that was a part of our lifestyle. A lot of sitting, a lot of digesting information, which is not bad. But what is bad is when we make that kind of lifestyle a habit and we start to lose our bodily strength, for lack of better words. I was already on a journey before MOVEQUEST came to me. I have been on this journey of trying to get in the best shape of my life for a long time. Like 3, 4, 5 years. I'm a person that I was a college athlete. I played college baseball. I played high school football and baseball. I've been playing sports my whole life. I was never the best top athlete, but I was always good enough to be on the field all the time and make a difference, right? I knew the difference between those elite players and where I was. And what that was consistency. What that was doing the work. It was putting in some of the extra hours. It was doing some of the extra workouts. It was learning a little bit more about the game. It was some of the things that I was not willing to do at that time. I wasn't mature enough to understand what it could do for me at that time. But now that I'm an adult, my goals changed. And I wanted to be in the best shape of my life. What did that take? You know, I heard Will Smith say this on a meme or some kind of social media post the other day. And he said, the difference between a B and an A. Some people think that same difference between a C and a B is the same difference between a B and an A. And when he said that, here's what he meant. A C and a B could be just the difference of, hey, I'm going and working out 3, 4 times a week instead of not working out at all, or maybe just a couple times a week. I'm now working out with intention. Instead of just, you know, the steps that I do on my job, I'm actually going to go after or before my job and go and get a walk in that's more intentional, right? That's the difference between a C and a B. The difference between a B and an A is, you know, possibly studying your body, possibly getting a trainer, possibly changing your whole eating habits, possibly changing your whole mindset about what it's going to take to get to that place. That's the difference between a B and an A. And the work that's required between that CB and that BA is so different, all right? So to get to my initial point, I think one of the biggest things that's going to keep people from MOVEQUEST is the challenge of doing something different that they may not have done ever. It's already a learning curve learning cryptocurrency. There's already many people that don't believe that cryptocurrency is even something real. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been living off of cryptocurrency like the last 5 or 6 years. So it is a very real thing. It's even more real now that regulation is coming in the United States and all over the world. You know, crypto cards are coming. These tools are here. You know, ways to offload your crypto, ways to buy crypto are expanding. Ladies and gentlemen, cryptocurrency has never been more adaptable to our real life than it is right now. And the fact that there are still people out there that think it's not real, I understand that there's a learning curve that they're going to have to get over. Some may never get over. I think there was some crazy statistic a couple years ago that was like 3 or 4% of the world have cryptocurrency wallets. 3 or 4% of the world, which means 94% of the world does not have a cryptocurrency wallet. Do you understand how crazy that is? Do you understand the opportunity that there is and why there's a lot of banks and why there's a lot of different wallets right now that are shooting their shot? Because they understand it's a numbers game. They don't have to get every customer right now, but there's such a wide open market in crypto that people can play. They can be a part of the game and really make a profit. There's regulation going on right now. So back to my initial point, because I'm rambling. MOVEQUEST is an opportunity for us to earn crypto, earn rewards, mine crypto, all of those things, while we are doing the normal things that we do every day. The walking, the exercising. Some of us aren't exercising every day, but this is going to reward us for exercising. This is rewarding us for the sleep that we track and that we get, right? If we're getting sleep at night, which I hope we're all getting, there's a reward system for that in MOVEQUEST. It is rewarding us in crypto for living better lifestyles, physical lifestyles. We are mining MQT with our bodies, with our wearables. Like, there's a reason why I went out and got this Apple Watch. I already had an Apple Watch, but there's a reason why I went ahead and got the new one. One, because my old one just died, and I was like, well, this is a part of my lifestyle now, so I need something that's going to last me. 89 Raider says, I'm going to go check this out. Been following you for a minute. First of all, thank you for following me for a minute. I know for however long you've been following, we've had probably some ups and downs, but I think it's mindset that keeps us in the game, and then it's of course to be able to continue to seek good opportunity. That's what's going to keep these good opportunities coming towards us, coming our way. I firmly believe that. I'm always seeking for a good opportunity. I'm always seeking for a great opportunity, especially in the cryptocurrency world. Ladies and gentlemen, what a time to be alive. I've experienced some of the ebbs and flows of what cryptocurrency can do. And I'm telling you guys right now, I'm going to continue to talk about it. I'm going to continue to talk about it. And to be even more real, there needs to be more people that look like me talking about cryptocurrency. Letting people know that there's nothing that you need to be afraid of if you go and you do the research. If you get some of the basic knowledge, you'll understand. If you can copy and paste, if you know how to copy, select all, copy, paste, you can maneuver cryptocurrency. Am I wrong? Folks that have been in cryptocurrency, y'all let me know if I'm tripping. There's 10 of y'all online right now. There's 10 of y'all watching me right now. If you have been involved with cryptocurrency for any amount of time, that you've made a cryptocurrency transaction, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the easiest thing you've ever done with copy and paste, and 1 being the hardest, what would you say the rank is for maneuvering cryptocurrency back and forth? How easy has it been for you? Because I honestly want to know how, what the buffer is for people deciding they don't want to use cryptocurrency. For those that have decided to actually take that leap. I know a lot of you, there's got to be at least 1 of the 10 of you that started off a skeptic in crypto and now is a crypto enthusiast because they realized, and 1, you didn't want to get left behind, but 2, it's not that difficult to maneuver. Now, I think it's harder to keep it secure than it is to maneuver. You need to have 2FA codes. This is why I speak on 2FA all the time on some of the videos that I used to do all the time. I speak on 2-factor authentication. All right. I don't see anybody saying nothing, so I'm assuming that it's been pretty easy for you guys, or you just don't know enough. All right. Now, if you don't know enough, that's okay. You can borrow some of my belief. I'm telling you right now, maneuvering cryptocurrency has been as easy as a copy and paste. And now, in certain like I use Kraken, right? I can save wallet addresses in Kraken. So for MOVEQUEST, I have to constantly refill my Avalanche jar so that I have enough gas to do the transactions on MOVEQUEST, right? So that's not a foreign thing in cryptocurrency. If you want to do USDT, TRC transactions, you have to have TRX. You have to have Tron. If you want to use USDT on the Ethereum blockchain, you have to have Ethereum. All right, so there's gases to some of these tokens. So anyway, it's as simple as a copy paste. So there are so many tools out there. There's YouTube University. Y'all are watching YouTube University right now, right? There are so many valuable things on YouTube that you could be watching right now to help you get smarter and more knowledgeable about anything. Anything. I mean, there's ChatGPT now. There wasn't ChatGPT when I started YouTube. I could have got the whole YouTube blueprint for how to be successful on YouTube if ChatGPT was out when I started my channel 5 years ago. I don't know that I would have fought, I don't know where I'd be right now because I think everything was supposed to happen the way it happened. A lot of lessons were taught to me during this time. A lot of ups and downs, a lot of trials and tribulations, a lot of internal conversations and external conversations that I had to have to even decide if I wanted to stay in this space. You know what I'm saying? When you go through so many losses or learning lessons, as I like to call them, you start thinking about, am I really meant for this? Is this really meant for me to be participating in? Am I really cut out for this? You know, sometimes you have to have those conversations with yourself to decide if something means enough to you to keep going. All right? If it means enough to you, you're going to find ways to keep going. If it doesn't, you're going to find ways to not. Just to keep it a beat. So, 3 things. OmniWin launching tomorrow. I'm going to be posting mindset videos. I'm going to be posting motivational videos. I'm going to be posting videos that I feel would challenge me if I saw them. So don't take it personal, all right? If you see me post a video and it strikes you right there in the heartstrings and makes you feel some type of way about your effort, your consistency, just try to remind yourself that that's probably what I was trying to challenge myself with that day. It's not about you. Now, it affects you. It may motivate you. It may, may whatever. But just keep that in the back of your mind. As I'm talking to you guys, I'm talking to myself. I'm challenging myself on a day-to-day basis. I see you know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. We have to challenge each other every single day. We have to challenge ourselves every single day. I think that's what keeps us alive. I think there's a lot of people that literally leave this earth because they don't have anything that motivates them. I think there are people that literally honestly will probably pass away because they don't have anything to look forward to the next day. I always have something to look forward to the next day because I want to get better the next day. Whatever I did yesterday, I want to do something better the next day. Even if it was just taking the step that I didn't take yesterday. Even if it's just trying to be consistent and keeping my spaces clean, or showing up to work on time, or being the best employee I can be for the time that I'm with the company, or being the best boss that I can be with the time that I'm doing things on my own, or being the best workout partner that I can be when somebody calls me to go to the gym, or being the best friend that I can be when someone asks me to hang out or calls me on the phone or just wants an ear, whatever that is. I just want to be the best person that I can be while I'm here, the best version of myself that I can be while I'm here. I'm going to have some days that are tougher than others. I think we all do. I think we all have those days where we don't want to deal with nobody. Absolutely nobody. On those days, I'm going to still continue to try to press myself to be present wherever my feet are. If my feet are in places where it may not feel good, look good, I'm going to try to make the best out of them. That's my vow to myself. It's not my vow to y'all. That's my vow to myself. And I think that's what makes it important. If you vow these things to yourself, you'll come back and you'll say, well, I told myself I'm not going to let myself down. I may have taken the time, or I may have let somebody else down, but I'm done letting myself down. I'm through. I'm through letting myself down. And in the process, I think that if I start not letting myself down, it'll trickle off into everybody else. There's one more thing that I'll say before I get off of here, right? And it's something that is said on airplanes all the time. And y'all may have heard me say this. When you get on an airplane and you sit down and you're sitting in your seat, you find your seat, you put your bag on the thing above you, whatever. You find your seat, you sit down. And the flight attendant that comes down the aisle and they're talking about the instructions and what to expect on the flight and some of the safety instructions that you may need. Some of y'all may recall, if you've been on a flight, they talk about this drop-down face mask that goes over your face in the case of an emergency, some kind of air pressure. You have to understand, when you're tens of thousands of feet in the air, air's a little thin up there. So if things happen, if there's an emergency, this face mask that comes down. The thing that they say about this face mask, now everybody's face mask, if it's working properly, comes out at the same time. Here's what they say. They say secure your face mask, yours, the one that goes over your face. Secure your face mask first before you secure somebody else's. Now, some of you may be saying, well, what if my child is next to me? Or what if my husband or my wife, they're next to me? And, I really care about them. I love them. And, I want to make sure that they're okay. My first instinct is to make sure that they're okay, right? They say put yours on first before you try to secure anybody else's. Some of you may think that that's selfish. Some of you may be thinking that's, well, I'm not a selfish person. I'm very selfless. I just want to help the next person. Let me give you a hypothetical situation. If you decide that you want to take that split second to help in a time that you may not think it affects whether you can get their mask on first and yours on second, right? Say in the midst of you putting your mask on, the plane just, when you putting your son or your wife or your husband's mask on, the plane dips. You pass out. In the midst of putting their mask on, you didn't quite get it on. Now, that's 2 people that are not compromised instead of 1. Could be 3, depending on how many people you're responsible for on that plane. Now, if I'm there with my family, that could be just me, or that could be upwards to 10 people I feel like I'm responsible for. I need to put my own face mask on first so that I don't pass out. I cannot get weary. I cannot faint. I need to take care of myself first. And then I can help the others. Then I can pour into everyone else. Then I can help somebody else put their mask on. You get your oxygen right. You get yourself together before you try to help somebody else. There's a message in that. Now, that is a physical situation where you could literally pass out before you're able to help anybody, and now there's more people compromised than just you. But if you would have taken that same situation, you would have took the time to just put your mask on first, giving yourself the oxygen, you have a better chance. It's not guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed in life. But you have a better chance of helping that person. You have a better chance of helping that person. That person next to you, your wife, husband, kid. If you have a good Samaritan heart, that person that you may not even know, you're in a better position to help them if you have secured yourself first. So I think that's a part of the game we cannot skip, ladies and gentlemen. We have to take care of ourselves. We got to take care of our bodies. We got to take care of our temples. We got to take care of our brains. We got to take care of our minds. We got to take care of our relationships. We got to take care of how we treat ourselves, how we talk to each other, how we talk to ourselves. We got to secure ourselves first.